Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond Miniature Realms. So, today I'm attempting to make a baby doll, okay? And it's the first time I've ever made a video and then done a voiceover over the top. So, I've got like 2.5 hours worth of footage that I'm going to try and cram down into 15 minutes. So, you're gonna have to bear with me. First time I've ever tried doing this. First time I've ever made a baby doll. First time I've ever made a doll. First time I've ever done a voiceover over the top of a recording. So let's just see how it goes. I'm gonna try and do some fast forwarded bits, maybe just some little clips of bits where I don't show you the full process, I just show you the start and the end. I don't know. Let's just see where it goes. This is my second attempt at doing it. I ended up having to bin the first attempt because it was just terrible. So let's just jump in. Okay, so what I'm using here is some basically like Fimo, which is oven drying clay. If you look at the bag at the top of the screen, that's some air drying clay that I got from some company somewhere, which isn't actually air drying clay. It's more like a foam thing. I tried leaving it out to dry, wondering if it'll dry in the air. I tried cooking it in the oven to see if it would actually cook in the oven, and it was just a mess. So what I'm using here is just some odds and ends of some Fimo, and the only colour that I had was gold. So I'm making a gold baby, and at the end I'm going to paint this baby to try and make it look more human. But as you can see, you will see at the end, it looks more like an alien than a baby. Okay, so all I've done here is I've made a basic head shape. I'm trying to do it based on the doll in the top left hand corner, sort of her proportions as far as the head's concerned. It does all go terribly wrong, I'll warn you now. But you know what? It was my first attempt, so I thought, I'm going to put it up there, and maybe in the future, when I become amazing at making dolls, I can look back on this and go, oh, blimey. That's where I started. So what I've done here is there's the head of the baby, sort of shape, and then I've tried to make a shoulder shape because when I was feeling the doll, I could feel that she had like shoulders. Her body stopped underneath. Not, it didn't even touch the chest line. It was just shoulders. So I thought, okay, I'll do that. I'll make a head. I'll attach it to some shoulders. I'll make some arms and I'll make some legs. So I'll fast forward this next bit. Um, and let's just fast forward it and get to the next bit. Okay, so now we're in super fast mode here. I'm not quite sure what speed this should be going at, but I think I put it at 15, so I'm so sorry if you can't keep up with it. And I feel like I need to speak 20 times faster. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to shape the face, trying to make it look as close as humanly possible to that little that little girl doll up on the top left hand side there. I really tried my best. I spent ages on this. It's so sped up. Honestly, the footage was so long it was ridiculous, and so it seriously is sped up. And it's an interesting face. Is all I can say. It's a face that only a mother would love. So yeah, I've stuck it on a cocktail stick because I figure that once it goes in the oven, I'm gonna have to be able to pick it up with something. So I thought cocktail sticks. So here I'm making the arms, which I was quite proud with these arms. I thought they looked really, really sweet by the time I'd finished with them. Considering it was the first attempt, yeah, I was really, really pleased with them. And tried to cut some little tiny fingers in them, or at least to give them some sort of shape of some sort of hand shape, even if I couldn't put the fingers in. So in the end, I opted with just slight markings to make it look like they've got it, like it's got fingers. But in the end, I was actually quite pleased with the arms. So look at the legs. Okay, so here we go. Here are the legs. I decided to cut out all the footage of me trying to make them because there was just so much of it that I didn't know what to keep. And I figured, it's pretty much the same thing as the arms. Make two balls, roll them into a leg shape, shape a foot. Well, try and shape a foot anyway. And then stick a piece, a cocktail stick in the end. So I didn't really know how much of that you guys wanted to see, if you wanted to see it all, but I thought just for this first video, I'll just condense it down. If you want me to do a more in-depth one at my second attempt to make a baby, then yeah, let me know in the comments and I'll certainly do that. But for now, this is like super shortened version of hours and hours of footage that I've actually been dreading trying to compile together, because it's not as free flowing as the ones where I'm talking about my dolls or the ones where I'm talking about my house. But it's my first attempt, so it can only get better, right? Right? Yeah, yeah, it can only get better. So here we go. They're already on a piece of card. I'm about to pop them all into the oven and let's see what they come out like. I was actually dreading this because I've not used Fimo for years. And here they are out of the oven. And the little pink blobs were actually an experiment that I was doing with the foamy stuff that I got that was advertised as air clay, and obviously wasn't air clay. It just disintegrated in the oven. So I decided that I was going to stick some floral wire into the limbs. So I'm just super gluing them in with the thoughts that eventually I would attach them to the body and then wrap them around with something to give them a bit of padding. And I'll have this beautiful bouncing baby with arms and legs. If you haven't noticed yet, look at the scale. It's going a little bit wrong, and I haven't while I've been making this, I hadn't noticed this. So the next bit, as you can see, I've cut out a shape for the body, and I've decided that I'm just going to cut out a body and sew it, and then stick the legs and the arms into the body. So I cut out most of the footage of me sewing it. So I'm going to sew it, I'm going to stuff it, and then I'm going to attach the baby's head and shoulders into it. I still hadn't realised my mistake at this point. So I finished up sewing, I stuffed it, I got the head in, and I just started tinkering with the arms and the legs and working out how I'm going to attach them in, chopping a bit of wire off because they looked a little bit long, and I'm just happy. I'm following what I think is logic, and off I go. And this is the point where the penny dropped. This is the point where I suddenly realised, oh, wait a minute. I've actually made a full-size doll and not a baby, because once the arms and the legs were attached, it was just, oopsie, this is supposed to be a bouncing baby swaddled in a gorgeous soft blanket held in the arms of another baby. And I've effectively made a replica, or well, almost replica. It's size anyway, apart from she's got arms like E.T. The same size as the actual doll that I was copying. So you know what? Let's pull those limbs out. Is just going to be as if it's in a baby grow. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I can deal with this. It's going to be wrapped in blankets anyway. What do I need to do next? I know. Let's paint baby. I've got all that gold paint. I should have gone with that. I should have just left her gold and have her as a very, very special baby. But I thought, no, I'm going to try and paint her to look a little bit more lifelike. So I'm not brilliant at painting humans. I can paint pieces of furniture. I can paint little objects. But as far as skin tones are concerned, I'm not very good at this. So I thought, okay, so what colours make up, like, typical sort of whitish skin tone? I thought a bit of pink maybe, a bit of yellow maybe, a bit of white maybe. So I mixed up this colour. And in the light, this looks like the colour that I actually wanted. It really did look... I can see now on the video that wasn't what my eyes were seeing at the time. My eyes were seeing that, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly the skin tone that I wanted. So I'm carrying on oblivious because I didn't realise that actually my baby is a pale purple colour. So I painted in some little lips on it and just a little tiny bits of eyes on there. And overall, I'd say it wasn't too bad for my first attempt, but I certainly know where I made mistakes, and next time I will certainly do better on my second go at Baby Doll. Enjoy.